when your first holdout with Lou, because all the Olympic stuff was going on. Remember, Holly came out and like Brian Leach, they were like, "We're gonna boycott. We're not playing in the Olympics unless Billy G's on the team." Like that had to make you feel good, number one. But were you like legitimately concerned that like you're holding out with Jersey and Lou's the GM of Team USA? Like, were you thinking that he was going to leave you off the roster?
Yeah, he would have.
Yeah,
and he would have had to. I wasn't playing. How are you going to take a guy that's not playing? And by the way, Holly saying that was like, because, we were still reading papers back then. So the paper came out and everybody's like, did you see what Brett Hall said? I was like, oh my God.
That's Holly, by the way.
And then yeah, it is totally. But then knowing Lou too, like, yeah, that's not happening, Brett. Like he would not have been able to take me. And we talked about it. Like, he's like, I wouldn't be able to take you. And I understood. Is
that why you signed when you did? Like, were you like, all right,
no,
I think
I had pushed it. I had pushed it long enough. And you know what? I think sometimes you think that, oh no, he'll give me a little more. And then it's just like, well, what's a little more worth? I feel like I got to where I was comfortable and waited a little while longer. And, he'd drawn the line in the sand. It's just like, all right, do I want to play or what? So let's sign this thing and get going.
What's it like when you're not playing and you're just hanging out by yourself? You're skating on your own while the season is going on.
It's a blast, Andy.
It's awful. It is. It's awful.
Who'd you skate with?
It's terrible.
Vasilani there?
Yeah, Vass. No, Vass just had me doing bench press the whole time.
He hasn't. Yeah, that was the old Vass.
No legs, no leg day.
No leg day.
No, I was skating with a guy named Danny Green. He's scouting actually scouts for Dallas. Good guy, and yeah, it was awful. It was just boring. Where the hell was I skating? Out in Bridgewater, New Jersey or something. And then I went to the program. The U.S. program there was brand new. And I went out there a couple times and skated there. And yeah, it just wasn't fun. It was, you want to be, you want to be with the team. You want to be, signed and playing against the Philadelphia Flyers instead of skating in a cold, dark rink early in the morning by yourself.
Yeah, and then the papers come out, everybody's bagging on you and stuff like that. And I don't know, you can't be around a team, or you can, but it's awkward. Ugh, it's a bad situation.
Yeah, it is not a good situation. So, and then as you guys know, as you get older, you look back on stuff and you're just like, oh my God, I missed. How many games did I miss? How many goals did I miss because of those games or whatever? It just wasn't worth it, and. Sometimes it is.
So that's how you look at it. If you had to do it over again, you wouldn't hold out.
Well, no, I'm not saying that, but maybe not twice. I'd have to pick one. But yeah, the same thing with Edmonton. It's like, I had two of the toughest, most shrewd GMs to deal with, and Lou and Slats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it was Glenn. It was then, and same thing. It just got to a time where they're just like, all right, that's it. This is what you're getting. If you don't want to play, you don't play.
All right, let me ask you this, because like you had close friends on both teams. Like, are they calling you, or like, Billy, like, what the fuck? Like, come in.
Like, let's go.
What are you doing? Like, we need you to come. Although Jersey was like winning like every single night when you were out. they just kept winning. They kept winning.
It's usually the case.
But are your teammates calling you, being like, let's go, get back in here?
No. They I think everybody understands kind of, you have your own personal situation going on within the team, and you're doing what you feel is right for you. And it's, I think more than anything, they support you. And honestly, it's almost like out of sight, out of mind. Like and there weren't really cell phones back then either. So we weren't as easily connected.
Right.
But like, they got their own stuff going on too. They're playing. Like, they got to worry about playing games and winning and all that stuff, and my stuff will take care of itself.
Listen, I know you're going through like the whole contract thing with Kaprizov right now, but like, how did you get him to come over here? Like, what'd you do to convince him to come? Because the previous GMs weren't successful in doing it. So when you got your job or got the job, like, how familiar were you with this kid, and how much of a priority was it to you to get him over here in the NHL playing for Minnesota?
I was familiar with him. I'll be totally honest with you. I don't think it was anything that Chuck or Paul could have done. I think it was all on him and his decision to come over at a certain time. You know what? I went over and I visited with him. I sat down, we had dinner, and he's a great kid and all that stuff. But I think it was just him being comfortable, and he decided on. I don't think it was anything like real special that I did. But I'm glad he came over. He's pretty good.
Did you know how good he was? Like, were you like, listen, I hear how good he is. Maybe I've seen him play in an international but did you truly know like he was that good?
I knew he was really good. I really, it's kind of funny because leading up to his, arrival or his first games, and I would talk to the Minnesota press here, and I'd be like, guys, I just really want to manage this kid's expectations, like the fans' expectations on it. And then in his first game, he scores the OT winner against LA, and I'm like, well, there goes that. Everybody's like, oh God, here we go. Jerseys are selling off the racks and all that stuff. But he's a very good player. Very exciting to watch. He's unique in the way like he skates, and that he's got that 10-2, but he seems to like pick up speed with like the 10-2s, and he's real good. We're lucky to have him.
When you had to buy out Suter and Parise, like, I was a little surprised, Billy. I don't see you. This is what I always tell people about you. Like, you don't give a shit. Like, you aren't afraid of conflict. You'll be honest. You'll tell people maybe what they don't want to hear, but like, you're going to be upfront, and people are going to know where they're going to stand with you. So like that morning, you said you kind of had to psych yourself up to call those two players to tell them that they were going to be bought out. Like, you weren't like nervous to tell them. Like, explain what you meant by that.
No, I wasn't nervous to tell them. But you're going to impact these guys. You're going to deliver some bad news, and this is like my game now. Like, this is, so what? I know I'm going to have to answer to the media. I know there's going to be that too. So it's for me, it's a game day. Where I know this is going to kind of send a shockwave through the hockey world, and I've got to be ready for it. I've got to be prepared. And you know what? I did. I spent a little extra time just kind of by myself that morning, just getting psyched and kind of not psyched, but like prepared, mentally prepared for it. And because you know what, you do that, and then there's a whole chain reaction of things that happen, and you've got to be ready to move.
Did it go the way you expected? I know there's been a lot of talk about how things went down, but was it kind of how you expected? Yeah,
it went fine. Like, listen, those are what's being said out there is whatever. That's not important to me. We did what we had to do, and we honestly, it's not like I don't want those guys ever to play hockey again. Go ahead, play. You know what? We've got to do what we've got to do. They've got to do what they've got to do, and I wish them luck. I really do. And you know what? You see older guys, sometimes this happens too, and they go on and have success, and that's I hope what happened to me happens to them, and they find something great out there that's a good fit, and they can enjoy kind of their career from here to the time it ends.
All right,
they made a ton of money too.
Oh, so my God, I don't think anybody's being critical of what you.
Yeah, but you know what, Cam? Yeah. You know what, Cam? You know this too.
I know.
Money's money, and I've talked to a bunch of guys over the years. It doesn't matter how much money you make. The hockey's got to be good.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt.
You know what? And what is any person from mini mites up to the NHL? What do you want to do?
Well, you want to have fun. Is what
you want to play.
Yeah, you want to have fun.
You want to play.
Yep.
Yeah, you just want to. You want to have fun and play. And if you're not playing and you're not having fun, it doesn't matter if you're making whatever millions of dollars. You're going to be miserable.